So I built this website 3 weeks ago in about 4 hours time, and already it's had over 2,000 users come to the site organically because it's ranking on Google for thousands of keywords already in just the first 3 weeks on a brand new domain. And it's about a 250,000 page website with every page having unique, valuable content that actually indexes in Google and gets organic clicks. The way that this website works, we've got a directory where I built basically a programmatic SEO approach. So what I did first was I scraped a bunch of businesses, all roofing businesses, with an API I found called Outscraper. So I had Cursor build me a custom API tool that scraped, I think it was 58,000 roofing businesses. And then I set up the hierarchy here where we have state pages, and then under state pages, we have every city page. So we have roofers in Texas and roofers in Houston, Texas, across every city. I believe there's something like, yeah, you see 7,800 cities covered, every state, and it's actually, I was wrong, there's 162,000 roofers that we found, not 58,000, 162,000. And so what I was able to do in about 4 hours was create this system that actually generated unique content for every single page. And I did the same thing with services. So we also have pages for the different services that roofers offer in every state and every city. So you've got Anchorage, roof repair, Anchorage, roof replacement, all of these services across every page. Now, the key here for this type of site to actually get it to rank is to have unique content. So the key here was actually having the system create a dynamic approach where as the site gets generated on build, what it does is it combines a dynamic array of options to make each content block. So there are, I think, 10 to 20 variations of every single content block. And what the system's doing is as you generate all the pages, what it does is, like, for example, on roof repair, there's maybe 10 variations of this, 10 variations of this, 10 variations of this. And then this paragraph here, this has 10 variations for each block that all connect to each other. So what happens is as it randomly picks those different content blocks and pieces them together into a paragraph, you actually have unique content at scale across hundreds of thousands of pages. And so that's how I pulled this off here on this project. So like I said, we started with Outscraper. I had Cursor make a custom API or a custom crawling tool that used this API and stored all of the 168,000 businesses into a CSV format. And then I built this site with Astro, which is a really, really powerful front-end framework for very, very fast static generated sites. And then just worked with Cursor to get the site to function and look the way that it should look. And what blew me away was how fast this brand new domain started to rank. So as you can see, 28 days, almost 300,000 impressions. In the last 7 days, almost half of that. So it's definitely picking up momentum. And then we can see in the last 24 hours, 25,000 impressions. And then if we look at analytics, you can even see, even in the last 30 minutes, there's been 5 active users on this website. So I built this directory website because I've done directories a bunch. I've been working in SEO for almost 10 years. I've built directories before. They always work because you do have a programmatic approach. But it used to take hours. I mean, it used to take days or weeks to get these types of sites built. And now we can build them extremely fast. I mean, literally, I've built probably a dozen directories before I started building it this way, and they always would take hundreds of hours, thousands of dollars to pull it off. You have several people involved. Now I can do it in literally 4 hours or less and build a huge directory that actually ranks on a new domain right away. So for me, what I did is I built this directory as a top of funnel traffic machine. So there is some monetization I can do here. There's a lot of call to actions as people search this site, and we actually get leads. Already in the first 3 weeks, we've gotten about 18 leads of people who are looking for a free inspection. So all I need to do to monetize that is actually connect the system, use another AI agent that reaches out to those roofing businesses and says, hey, we've got a lead in your area. They need a roof inspection. We'd love for you to check it out. And if they want to buy that lead, charge them, $100 or $200, maybe $300 for that lead. So that's a good revenue model just for this website. But the real top of funnel for me was creating a service that I could sell to these businesses. So I created this service called Rufo, and it's basically a SaaS approach to doing websites and marketing for roofers. So typically roofers, find an SEO agency and they'll do a website and they might charge them, I've done this too. I've had tons of roofing clients. I've charged anywhere from 3 to 15,000 for the website. The website takes, usually 3 months or so to actually build it and get it right. And then we do monthly marketing, and those fees that I've charged in the past, over the last 8 years has been anywhere from like 1,500 a month to all the way up to like 5 or 6,000 a month to do SEO ongoing. What I put together here is a completely different system. So it's a website that we build the same way that we're doing all of these other ones. So we build it in Astro using coding agents to do it very, very fast. So that way we can guarantee that we can rebuild their roofing website within 7 days. So they'll actually, once they sign up, they'll get their new website literally live within 7 days. And then all they pay for is $5.99 a month to host that website. And what's included is all of the SEO. So everything's already included in that price. That includes dripping out content and doing things that we need to actually ensure they rank. And then we also have a feature in here where there's a voice AI agent built specifically for roofers that are trained on how roofing businesses should handle calls. So they get all of that included. And then there's a built-in back-end system so the roofers can easily manage all of their leads that come in from the website. They can manage their calendar of inspections that they have or roof builds, and then they can see all the analytics and performance on their website. So this is really my monetization on this project. But again, it started with just building this big directory because I wanted to have an organic path to building a revenue system. So that's kind of what I'm doing here, but just wanted to share it because I think it's really, really cool. I was honestly blown away that it started to rank so fast. So I'm obviously learning as I go. This is definitely newer to me, but I have built out several of these at this point. I've built 4 or 5, and most of them are ranking pretty well and getting results already. So if you like this video, would love to hear your feedback below. But yeah, if not, I will hope to catch you next time.